focus on who's going to get through, because obviously doesn't matter who takes the fastest time in the first two sessions. If you're not familiar with full qualification, 5 drivers will drop out at the end of Q1, then 5 more at the end of Q2, and then the top 10 will be decided in the final qualifying session, Q3. So there we have the Monaco pit lane, and somebody's coming out, a couple of them now. Colin is the first one out onto the track. And he will get us underway. So the bottom 5 at the end of this 18-minute qualifying session will be out, and everybody else will go in to Q2. Spoonie also out on track, along with Easy Life and Skippy. Good evening to Bazza in the chat. Colin takes a bit of a skip there. Only on an out lap, so why not? He will now come round and start his hot lap, so let's go on board. Known as the Jewel in the Crown, Monaco. Very difficult to avoid impeding on this track, as you saw the 2 cars diving out of the way there. Also very difficult to avoid walls. Can't remember what the pole time was in Blobby Monday last week. For comparison, you can go back and look at that video on my channels, should you wish to. We had a wet race turning dry. Good stuff from Colin so far, keeping it tight through the chicanes. That looked very good as well through there. And this is going to be a 1:11.0 to start off the session. It's a very good lap. Sloth out on the medium tyres. Easy Life 1:14.3. So it goes to show just how good Colin's lap was. It was a full 3 seconds ahead. 1:13.1 for Spoonie, and Sainsy is out! Sainsy has binned it and is out! Sainsy has binned it and he's out of the session. His car has now been recovered, but Sainsy will be the first one to drop out of qualifying in Q1, as he has crashed out. Ninjas is now back in, as Max goes a 1:10.4, Sloth a 1:12.9, Spoonie 1:13.1, Easy Life 14.3, and Skippy also 14.3. Onto the board now goes Senna with a 1:11.9 and Smug with a 1:13.0. Mr. Pickle 1:13.1. So if we're predicting at the moment, it looks like the 1:14s could be the ones in danger. But obviously a long way to go, and one Alpine is already out of here. Sainsy is gone. This is sign some of the better drivers utilising the medium tyre for these runs. They know they only have to get in the top 15. Brad does a 1:11.1. Just leave that popped open. Sign, one of those who we predict should have no problem coming through. Jaden 1:10.2 takes provisional pole position. Of course, with full quali, it's not that important. Sign 1:11.9. All those 1:11s, I think, should be safe for Q1. Swanton is on track. I think he was having a bit of a cruise round on a double out lap because he's well down. No, that's usual for him. This will be his hot lap. Just getting a feel for it. UJ's on his way round on an out lap, as is Joker. Ninja's got back in the session. He's now on an out lap. Jaden is on his in lap. So is Mr. Pickle. Senna is going for it again. And Senna improves to P5, 1:11.4 for him.
Evening Blob, is it Hungary tonight?
Good evening, Cam. It is Hungary tonight indeed. And just in case I'm hungry tonight, no sponsorship needed, I've got Jaffa Cakes. If anyone from McVitie's is watching and would like to throw a sponsorship my way, I'd be your best customer. Here's Joker. Also on the medium tyres. In fact, what I should possibly do is put the tyres there. There we go. There you go. Now you know what tyres each are on without me keep having to mention it. A few of them used in the mediums. There is a rule now about not using wet tyres to preserve the softs. Some of which the very quick drivers have been doing. Colin still there with a 1:11.0. Brad now up to 1:11.1 in P4. As Joker now goes P8 with a 1:12.2. Swanton could be in danger. But he is ripping time off of it once again. So he's grouping the laps in. UJ does a 1:11.2. Swanton a 1:11.6. And that should be safe. Top 9 in the 1:11s at the moment. Ninja's 1:13.1. Could be in danger. I think everybody down to Joker is probably going to be safe, but you never know. Here's Al Newt. And Al Newt has abandoned his attempt as he is invalidated. So he just dived out of the way. Some of the cars came through. 50 gents on his outlap. Driver of the day last week. After starting from the back, he'll hope to start a bit higher up today. Swanson and Syme are still out on track. And Jaden thinks he's done enough. And I can assume that's a pretty safe bet on his part. I can't see many more than one or two going past that time. Ninjas improves to a 1:12.6. Smug still could be in danger. Also Spoonie, after his promotion, he could still be in danger as well here. Syme's going around slowly. Swanson's back into the pits. UJ's now done a 1:10.9 and got up to P3. Colin's still P4 on that maiden lap. Al Newt is out! Al Newt's crashed! Right on the chicane! Al Newt! He's caught the inside barrier, and as you can see, his car has come to rest very dangerously. They'll need to shift that pretty quickly. That'd be a real life red flag, no doubt. But we continue. Here's 50 Gent. And Al Newt's tyre is just still remaining there, but Al Newt then joining Sainsey out without setting a time. 6 minutes remaining in Q1. Let's see what 50 can do. Just the 3 slowest times then will drop out along with Sainsey and Al Newt. Here comes 50 Gent. And that's a 1:13.3 right on the cusp. Right on the cusp at the moment. Just left now to do a lap is King Kong, who's on an outlap. And we're going to go on board with King Kong on this hot lap. UJ thinks he's done enough. He's probably right. If you're in the 112s, you are possibly safe. If you're not quite in the 112s, then you're definitely not safe. As a few lower down the order will stream back out for a last go. 5 minutes left in the session. This is King Kong's first go. Little bit of oversteer on the exit in towards the tunnel. This is where Al Newt clipped the barrier and ended his chances, and King Kong's invalidated there, and he's going to need to go again. They come off the onboard, and we'll go and see Smug. Colin thinks he's done enough with that, just that one lap. And he's probably right. Smug is going to need to go again. Was that maybe a double out lap? Maybe he made a mistake somewhere. Let's go on board with Smug. At the moment, P14 right on the cusp. 16 to 20, of course, will be out. Down on his time, but only very slightly through sector 1. It's a short sector 1 here. Into the tunnel now. Staying on the same soft tyres he was out on earlier, you may note. We'll see the sector time as he comes through here. Still slightly down on his time. He could be in a spot of bother as Spoonie and Easy Life are back out for another attempt. They're on outlaps. King Kong's going around against Smug Pits. And King Kong goes to P11, 112.4. So is Smug going to get back out in time? Because at the moment he is right on the cusp. This is Ninjas. 112.6 has him still potentially in danger. we see a Haas getting out of the way there. That's Spoonie who's on his outlap. And Spoonie at the moment is in the drop zone. Ninja slightly down on his time. May abandon this and pit. In fact, he clipped the wall there, so I think he will pit. And does. Here is Spoonie. This is a key lap, folks. Spoonie, promoted to the pro ranks, needs to find a lap to get out of the bottom 5. Let's go on board. As Syme also thinks he's done enough. Couple of minutes to go, so anyone who needs to come out and do a lap needs to be leaving the pits shortly. Easy Life already out on track. 50 Gent might be seeing him. Spoonie slightly down on his time. Easy Life is coming up towards the line. And Easy Life improves to P14. 112.8. Spoonie needs something. Smug is on his way back out. Is 50 going to come back out? Or is he resigned to his fate? 1 minute 20 is left. Spoonie improving, but is he improving enough? Round the last corner goes Spoonie. Here he comes towards the line. Is he going to do enough? Yes, he is. It's P8. What a lap from Spoonie. Skippy is going to drop out. 50 is going to drop out. Easy Life could have done enough, but it'll depend on Smug. Easy Life well down. He's cruising into the pits. Smug is the only one who's going to try and make the late challenge. Skippy will be out. 50 will be out. Sainsy and Al Newt out. Is it going to be Smug? Or is it going to be Easy Life? Smug up a couple of tenths. That's about how much he needs. Time has expired with just 2 or 3 cars out on track. Ninjas is going again just in case, but he's safe. It's all down to whether Smug can nick it from Easy Life here. The added peril that comes with the full quali. But Smug's running purple sector 2. He's surely going to do it here, Smug. And Easy Life will start in P16. Smug comes to the line and does enough. It's P11 for Smug. Ninjas doesn't need anything now. The bottom 5 will be P16 Easy Life, P17 Skippy, P18 50 Gent, P19 Sainsy, and P20 Al Newt. I'm not sure how that works, as Sainsy crashed out before Al did, but those two will be on the back row. Everybody else, get ready to do it again. Q2 coming up. Easy Life so close to making it. Smug broke his heart on the last lap there. And we go again. Good evening to the J in the chat. I'm guessing that's Jaden, who topped the first qualifying session there with a 110.2. Just confirmation then of the eliminations. Easy Life 112.8 wasn't enough. Skippy 112.9. 50 113.3. And not setting times were Sainsy and Al Newt, who both came to unfortunate ends in the wall, as can happen at Monaco. see what this is. Nothing interesting. So here we go for Q2. 15 of them left. 15 minutes this session. Let's put the wrong thing on. That's what I want. 15 of them in this session, and we whittle it down to 10. Let me know your predictions in the chat. Who's going to go? Who you reckon's getting pole position? Will it be Max, Jaden? Will there be a surprise? Will Colin respond to being relegated in favour of his teammate by out-qualifying that teammate? There is Spoonie. Colin already on his way round. And he put in a banger of a lap last time round to start us off. The 1:11.0. Nearly everybody now coming out for an outlap straight away. Just 4 of them staying put at the moment. Well, that's caused a bit of a traffic jam in Sector 1 as Colin skips the chicane again on his outlap. We're going to onboard Colin because it worked for him the first time. He's the first one out, so he's earned it. There he goes. Yellow in Sector 2 was just one of the Mercedes slowing right down to try and create a bit of a gap amongst all that traffic. 18.7, the first sector for Colin. Of course, doesn't show any of the timings from the first quali, so we've got no real comparisons until they come to set the lap times. A bit more traffic around the final corner, but should be cleared by the time Colin goes through. In fact, Colin's out. Colin is out. He's done exactly the same as Al Newt did in the first. And he is out. Jaden is rapidly approaching that corner, so hopefully they've magicked away his car. They have, but Jaden has invalidated. Here comes UJ. There are others on track, of course, but it was just whoever we jumped to. But a big crash for Colin. UJ gets it just right there. Ninjas has left again. We'll try and get him back in momentarily once we see the end of this lap from UJ as Syme goes across 1:11.1, Spoonie 1:13. He's going to need to improve on that if the first section is anything to go by. UJ 1:11.2. That looks good. 1:10.2 for Brad. What a lap. That's excellent. Senna 1:12.3, Sloth 1:12.3. Both could be around the danger point. Spoonie will need to improve, so will King Kong. Hello to Chris Williams in chat. I'm very well, thank you, sir. Let me just pause a second to try and get Ninjas back in. If he is indeed on my list. Which he is not. Ah, he's back. Okay. Who else have we missed there? Senna 1:12.3, Sloth 1:12.3. Could be right on the danger zone. Here's Jaden. Full qualifying this week, folks. We're in Q2, meaning the bottom 5 will drop out of this session as Jaden goes fastest with a 1:10.1. Ninjas, Smug and Max all yet to come out, though Smug is just exiting. Swanton and Joker on outlaps. Mr. Pickle just went in there, 1:11.6. I think I missed him in the first qualifying session. 1:11.6 should see him safely through to Q3 as he just gets out of the way of an oncoming Mercedes. That is King Kong, who with a 1:12.4 can't be definitely safe and has already invalidated this time. Smug on outlap. Here's Swanton, maybe doubling up again. We'll see. Does like to double up his outlaps. Purple set to 1 though for Swanton. Syme on his way back out. Joker now going as well. As Swanton comes through the tunnel. And down to that very awkward chicane that's already claimed 2 victims. And Swanton invalidates. Joker has also invalidated. So here is Smug. Slightly slower than Colin and Swanton were through sector 1. Left it late to get through to Q2 with the last lap of the session. Ninjas is now on his hot lap as well. Here comes Smug then, up towards the line, and it's a 1:12.2. Jaden's just broken 1:10. It's a 1:09.999 for Jaden, and that's just showing off, isn't it? Ninjas. Flash of purple for him in sector 2, but he nearly caught the wall on the inside there. And he has hit the wall. And he is going to... Oh, he's lucky to not break the tyre completely there. It's a 1:13.5, but big struggle for him. He's going to have to go in and get that fixed. Here comes Swanton starting another hot lap after that 1:27. So he was definitely doubling up. Max a 1:10.0. 1:11 looks to be the kind of safety point, I think. 1:12.0, I should say. At the moment, 1:12.4 to beat to get in the top 10. But I think around 1:12.0 for safety. As we have 6 minutes left. Swanton does not invalidate this time. Jaden has definitely done enough. He will have a rest and prepare for Q3, having broken 1:10. This is going to be the lap to get Swanton into the last session, a 1:10.7. That should do it. P5 for him. Ninjas 1:13.5 as we saw. And he's just had another incident, I think. He's on his way round to the pits. UJ's on another outlap just in case. Joker on it, 1:11.3. And that's P7. Senna 1:11.7. And suddenly that 1:12 prediction was a little bit hot. Because now 1:11.7 is the time to beat. So at the moment, Senna, with that 1:11.7, still in danger. Everybody else in the 1:12s and 13s are going out as it stands. Swanton returns to the pits, job done. UJ a couple of tenths up on his time, but is going to just slow it up and cruise back into the pits, as is Joker. Senna. Is he coming back in? No, he's going for it. He needs to go for it. He's still in danger, Senna. And that's a 1:11.0. He's not in danger anymore. He's up to P6. So now Mr. Pickle is the man in danger. King Kong 3 tenths down on the first sector and has given up because he's 5 seconds. So he'll have to go again. Spoonie and Ninjas are on outlaps. Smug as well. We know he likes a late finish to get through. At the moment, he needs another one. Colin already out, of course. Is his Haas teammate going to follow him? We will see now. Because we're on board with Spoonie. And King Kong's out! Out is King Kong! King Kong has crashed. You saw his car there on the side of the road, and Ninjas is out as well. So suddenly we're only going to lose 2. Ninjas and King Kong, I think in separate incidents, are out. Spoonie still needs a lap, as does Smug. Spoonie up 6 tenths, but needs more. Needs more. Just a couple of minutes left in the session. Here goes Spoonie. Is he going to do enough to beat Mr. Pickles 1:11.6? Yes, he is. 1:10.7. P5 for Spoonie. He's pulled a worldie out there. Can't Smug do anything? He needs 6 tenths to beat Mr. Pickle's time. Mr. Pickle is on his way back out, as is Sloth ahead of him.
The Chicken Big Mac is back, but only for a limited time. So don't regret it. Get it. Order one today. Disappears 28th of May.
Smug still just a couple of tenths. He's going to get round in time to try again, but don't know how much battery he's got left. Less important round here, of course. Smug then to the line. 1:12.2. Didn't improve. And he's going to have to chain it and go again. Joker is on an outlap. Just saw him there behind Smug. Sloth is on his way as well. And Sloth's 8 tenths up on his time. Syme thinks he's done enough. He's probably right. He's almost certainly right. Sloth had to take that inside as Joker got out of the way. We will go back to Smug, who's a bit further up the road. And Mr. Pickle has dropped in now. Mr. Pickle, of course, dropped in with Spoonie's lap. And into the wall goes Mr. Pickle. So he's going to be out of here. Smug's half a second up. Can he make it? Can he beat Sloth's time? And then will Sloth beat it back? Checkered flag. Smug. No. P12. Smug's out. And Mr. Pickle's out. Sloth improved to P8. It's going to be Mr. Pickle and Smug on 111.6s that drop out, along with King Kong, Ninjas and Colin. 3 of them crashing there. And Mr. Pickle will cruise it back round to the pits. UJ is actually still out on a hot lap. Not that he needs it, but why not for practice? Take a bit of a risk, see what we can do. Out of 110.7 puts him in P6. Senna coming back into the pits, he didn't need to do anything. So we have our top 10, Mr. Pickle, Smug, King Kong, Ninjas and Colin all dropping out. And that means none of the Pro-Ams have made it into the top 10. Of course, Aston Martin running with 2 pros, with Jaden as reserve. We'll be waiting for the centre to be put away, and there we go. So the pros have all made it through to the top 10. Apart from Mr. Pickle, of course, who will start in P11. Smug, P12. Top of the Pro-Ams. Ahead of King Kong, Ninjas, Colin. And the 5 we lost previously. So now then, Jaden, Maxwell, Brad, Syme, Spoonie, UJ, Swanton. They've all gone under 111. As did Joker, I think, in the first session. So this battle for pole could be very close indeed. Jaden, of course, the only one to break 110. 109.999. Hello to Swanton in the chat. As we go into Q3 now. Shorter session, 12 minutes this one. Just keep an eye on the clock as we do have Blobby Monday later on. 12 minutes to decide then, and at Monaco it is very important where you qualify. Who's going to be first out this time? It won't be Colin, as he sensationally smashed into the wall in the beginning of Q2. I think it's UJ. It is UJ who's out first. Everyone else will follow, hopefully give each other enough of a gap. At the moment, 3 of them grouped closely together are Jaden, Spoonie and Syme. Next out is Max, followed by Senna, Joker, Sloth, Brad and finally Swanton. So everybody out. Bit of crowding behind Jaden. UJ will be first. Jaden now getting a bit of a gap back to Spoonie, who's still got Syme right on his tail. I'm sure they will all work themselves out a space. UJ is going to be first, so we're going to onboard his lap and then come back round to see the rest of the times as they go in. Here we go with UJ. Looking good so far for UJ. Looked like an overtake there on the start-finish straight. That a red ball is going slowly. Maybe a brush on the wall there for UJ. Everybody now, in theory, on hot laps. I think the red ball of Max got out of his. Another little brush off the wall perhaps for UJ. Still purple in the times and invalidates. Hello to Stacey in the chat. We'll go to Jaden. After UJ invalidated there. And it's going round for another go. Jaden, meanwhile, is going to set a time here. And it's a 109.3. Jaden is just upping and upping and upping the standard here. Spoonie 110.5. Side 110.8. Now these laps under 111 are pretty good. 111.0 for Joker. 112.5 for Sloth. Senna 114, he's going to need to do better than that. Brad with a 109.7, which normally you'd think is going to be enough for pole, but Jaden 109.3, incredible. Here comes Swanton, he's doing his usual. Max also well down. He will go on board with him this lap because it's going to be up near the top end. Hello to Baker in the chat. Things are good, my friend. Full quali at Monaco today, just for something different. And we've had an interesting session so far with a few people crashing out. And now the battle for pole is on. And just to sum these times up, I think my best at Monaco, even on time trial mode, is about 1:15. So these guys are just incredibly good. And invalidated for Max there. Senna a 110.6 up to P4. Let's go and see how Swanton is getting on. He's again done a triple out lap. Do give me a shout, Baker, if you would like a... I'm not sure if I've got a reserve seat, but if you'd like to spectate later on the game rather than on the stream, then you're more than welcome to do that. I'm waiting on Grace to get back to me. Good evening, Speedy Bullet in the chat. Waiting on Grace getting back to me about whether she can race or not. So I may have a spare seat for Hungary, but let me know. Anyone else, let me know in the chat if you would like a reserve seat tonight, and if one comes up, I will let you know. That's for Blobby Monday at Hungary, starting at 10 PM, or maybe slightly after, depending how long this race goes. A wet race may make it a bit longer. Swanton pulling a lot of time off his outlap attempts while everyone else is into the pits. UJ yet to set a time as he invalidated, as we saw. Here comes Swanton up towards the line, and a 110.4 puts him in P3 at the moment. So about 5 minutes left. Monaco 39 laps indeed. So I'm thinking if it's a wet race, it might overrun the time a little bit. The suggestion is possibly we are doing the 100% race for the final race. I think it's Suzuka. Or is Suzuka in my one? I might suggest it for my one too. We'll see what people say. But yes, 39 lap race here. So if it's full wets, it might take a bit longer than the hour or so we've got left. We'll stay with Swanton here, as he's known to stack his laps, but not this time. No one else on hot laps at the moment, just a few out laps. And into the wall there goes Sloth. I think he broke his front wing. He did. That is not going to help. And he'll be back into the pits for a quick change, I think. Indeed he is. Max also. So did Max do some damage as well? He did. Max and UJ at the moment really struggling in this session, and only 4 minutes or so left. Here's Joker starting another attempt. And into the wall there is Joker. And I don't know if he's going to abandon this attempt. We'll see by the end of Sector 2 what his time is. If there are no obvious signs. Spoonie's on his way back out. Senna is on a hot lap. Joker seems to have got through that with no damage, but is a second and a half down, so we'll go to Senna. He's a second down and invalidated. So here we go on board with UJ again. Just a shameless plug for Mr. Baker while he's on the chat. This Saturday is 350th stream, kick.com/BakerPlays, and he is doing a super sprint cup of all 26 races. So if anyone would like to come and join in, do give us a shout, and I'll put you in touch with him. Saturday from 8 PM, that is. And it's all 26 races, 5 lappers with random grids. It's good fun. So do come and join us on there and go and see Baker for F1 and Fortnite content, amongst other things. As UJ goes a 109.8 and P3, and that's more like it for him. Here is Spoonie, who is up on his time slightly. 1.5 minutes left in the session. And a bit of a contact there with the wall, so that'll be the end of Spoonie's lap. He can get round and go again. Here goes Senna. See how he's doing through Sector 2. Half a second down. Jaden and Brad are on their way back out. A minute left as Senna goes no quicker. Swanton doing another double out lap. UJ is going to box, and that's the end for UJ. Here is Syme. Crossed the line, 110.1, and that is P4 for Syme. Spoonie is in the wall. And that's going to be the end for Spoonie. Senna on his way round again. Swanton gets across the line to start another one. Here's Max, and look at that, 110.0 for Max. UJ has finished. Max at 110.0 goes to P4. Checkered flag is out. Joker is done. And he is going to be no higher than P9. Sloth still trying to improve. As is Senna, who's going to come across the line first, but he's not going to improve. So Senna and Spoonie are done with. Next across the line will be Jaden, who's going to try and improve this pole time, and does 108.9. Unbelievable. Can you believe it? Now Sloth improves to P9, 110.9. Brad, has he got any answer to that? Surely not. .109.6 for Brad, which normally would be enough. Swanton doesn't improve. And Max doesn't improve either. So Jaden takes pole with an unbelievable 108.9. Hello to Georgie in the chat. Looking forward to Hungary later on, sir? I hope so. And I might well be on Fortnite afterwards if you are. Jaden, unbelievable. 108.9. 7/10 up on what was an incredible lap from Brad. Anyway, 109.6. UJ in the 109s as well, ahead of Max, 110.0. Then it's Simon, Swanton, Spoonie and Senna, Sloth and Joker. So we have the grid. I will take you through the championship standings very shortly. And then tyre selections on the formation lap. We will have a gap, of course, for strategies and fueling, etc. And then it will be go for 39 laps around this famous old circuit. The streets of Monte Carlo. The millionaire's playground that is Monaco. Somewhere I'm yet to visit. Mainly because I'm not a millionaire. And I don't think they cater too much for peasants. Oh, Skippy's been disconnected. I've got blue tongue from the drink. And while I wait, I'm going to have a Jaffa cake. Then I will get these standings out for you. Georgie's favourite track tonight. Well, does that mean I can expect some points for Georgie? We shall see. I'll be watching that with interest.
I love Hungary.
Cam loves Hungary too. Excellent. Right, here we go. Monaco first. Let's concentrate on what we have in hand here. And that is some standings. UJ leads the way after a couple of races. He's 10 points clear of Syme. And it's Swanton, Jaden, Joker, Max, Senna, and Spoonie. Ferrari lead the way in the constructors from Alpine, Alfa Romeo, Williams, and AlphaTauri. Mercedes, all very tight. Top 6 within 13 points there. McLaren at the back. And the Pro-Am sees King Kong top the pile from Smug, then Ninjas, 50 Gent, Sainsy and Colin. So there you go, that's you right up to date. Let's just make sure my Discord's in order ahead of the race later on. Yep, all looks good. Someone's took the car. That's fine, that's all in order. So, get your predictions in the chat, folks. Of course, qualifying plays a huge part. Jaden now, big favourite. You wouldn't normally be treated to the sight of me eating Jaffa cakes on stream, but it was a big pause, so.
What you munching on now, lol?
Jaffa cakes. I did say it 3 times. I'm after McVitie's sponsorship here.
Tears of joy, face with tears of joy.
Yeah, never forget it, folks. If your missus is watching your stream, she will call you out for eating Jaffa cakes on it. But yeah, McVitie's, get in touch. There we go. Sponsorship deal. Come on, bring it on. Blobby brought to you by Jaffa Cakes. Come on, sounds good.
I come back after it glitched, lol.
It glitched? What glitched? I didn't see a glitch. Oh dear. Anyway, right, let's do the tyre choices. Well, we've still got some time on this formation lap. Me eating glitched, did it? I'm confused. Jaden's on mediums, Brad's on hards, UJ also on hards. Then it's Max on mediums, Syme on hards, Swanton on mediums, Spoonie on hards, Senna and Sloth on mediums. The only one on softs is Joker, as I continue to get roasted in the chat. Joker, P10, only one on the softs. Then it's Mr. Pickle, Smug, King Kong and Ninjas on the mediums. Collins on the hards, Easy Life on the mediums, Skippy on the hards. He's in and out of the session at the moment, having some connection problems. 50 Gent and Sainsy on the mediums, and Al Newton at the back on the hards. Not sure why it's placed Al Newton behind Sainsy, as Sainsy crashed out first. But there you go. Oh, it glitched while I was eating. Interesting. Don't know how that happened. It's going to give me a crap view of the start, is it? I'm going to go on board with Brad in that case, because that view is just terrible. What am I going to see from that, EA? Come on! Anyway, they come in to park now. You'll see the lights. Here we go. 5 lights. And away they go. And Jaden's got away okay. UJ up, Brad's inside. Brad managed to keep it. UJ struggling in behind. Just see if everybody gets through. Mr. Pickle up ahead of Sloth. Contact between UJ and Max there, I think. And everybody's managed to get through okay. Some lockups. Anybody going into the wall? Oh, a big contact. Spoonie into the back of Joker. And it's always the hairpin when it just collides up and everybody's caught in it. Nowhere to go for anybody behind. Jaden leads. Brad in second. UJ. Max from Syme. Swanton. Senna. Joker's managed to go up 2 places on those soft tyres. Then Spoonie, who's dropped back hard to medium, or hard medium according to the game. So Joker looks to be in for a 2-stopper. 39 laps this race, of course. And Jaden is away on the first lap. And into the pits comes Spoonie. Meanwhile, Max has passed UJ. I missed that. Apologies. Also in the pits are Ninjas and Colin. Colin might suffer with a double stack here. Easy Life as well in the pits. Big lock up from Brad there into the hairpin. Tight in behind. Maxwell showing good pace early doors. And putting some pressure now on Brad, having cleared UJ. Colin passes Easy Life at the back. And Sainsy getting past Skippy. Is Skippy still in? Or is he a ghost? Jaden sets the fastest lap. That's beaten by Max. It appears that Skippy is still a ghost. Just check the chat. And just check if I can invite Skippy back in. Got some friend requests to accept. Just check quickly if I can find Skippy. He's not there, unfortunately. Can't do anything to help there. If you're racing in anything I'm commentating on, please do add me on EA or PSN so I can try and invite you back in if you get disconnected. I do usually try and do that. Max has now passed Brad. Apologies to Max, I've missed both his overtakes so far. Jaden is already a couple of seconds up the road. Apologies to Max for missing those two. Senna trying to close on Swanton. Sloth getting close to the back of Smug. These two teammates last season. Always battling it out this season. Smug, the current leader in the Pro-Am race, ahead of King Kong and 50 Gent.
The McDonald's Chicken Big Mac is back, but not for long. So don't miss out on the 3 layers of soft bun. Don't miss out on the iconic, delicious Big Mac sauce, those crisp, tender chicken patties, that fresh shredded lettuce, that melty cheese. And don't miss those delicious gherkins, unless you want to take them out. Don't regret it. Get it. From 11 a.m. until the 28th of May. Subject to availability, participating restaurants only.
5 place gains for 50, Sainsy and Al Newt. Spoonie, the big loser at the moment, after that first lap collision. Sloth back into the top 10 then at the expense of Smug, who may have some defending to do from Sloth's teammate King Kong. Of course, King Kong, the current Pro-Am leader in the championship. In this race, it's Smug from King Kong. Mr. Pickle trying to get to Joker. Senna trying to get to Swanton. Notoriously difficult to pass here. Though Max has made a couple of good overtakes to take P2. And Sainsy is into the pits. And out of the race is Spoonie. Spoonie is out of the race. There you see his car. And it's a safety car. Spoonie is out. Into the pits is Colin. Easy Life continues on. Could have had a freebie there, really. As he is currently last. Ninjas is out! What has happened here? Ninjas is out of the race. I didn't see what happened there. His car has been removed, but we've lost 2 of them already. And Skippy is just getting disconnected quite a lot. He's having a bit of a nightmare connection-wise tonight. Max is into the pits. And is he going to hards all the way? Probably not. Probably gambling on another safety car. Joker off the softs is in the pits. We've lost Ninjas and Spoonie. Into the pits also is Joker and Smug. Double stack at Ferrari. In the pits is King Kong in the new front wing. 50 Gent is in the pits. Big pit lane activity as we have the safety car. And the safety car's not yet being picked up by Jaden. It just will be now. Went all the way to the middle of sector 2 for that. And then picked them up right in front of a heavy braking zone. So well done, safety car. Again. Hopefully that didn't cause any problems. And the order as we have it is Jaden from Brad, UJ, Syme, Swanton, Senna, Mr. Pickles up to 7th. Then it's Max, followed by Sloth, Joker. Al Newt now leads the Pro-Am race, ahead of Skippy, who I don't think's in the session. Then 50 Gent, Smug. 50 actually overtook Smug as a result of the Ferrari double stack. King Kong is next, followed by Sainsy, Easy Life, and Colin is at the back. So they're starting another lap. Well started another lap, as a lot of the field are not yet up with play. Al Newt just starting the lap now. This may be another couple of laps before everyone groups back up. I can't get into my car. Just going to be AI all race. Skippy. Oh dear. Let me just see about an invite. See if I can help there. Whether it will let you back in if you leave and come back. Don't think I have you on my list. If you're in fact online, so yeah, sorry about that, Skippy. It's unfortunate. Pit stops have put you in a decent track position. Okay, so we await some of them catching up. Smug now with
some people
King
haven't got
Kong.
that sense of humour. They just when you have to actually work it out, you have to like almost spoon feed in the jokes.
Easy Life, there you see Easy Life in the background. So nearly everyone's with them. I don't think he's going to go this time though. The safety car.
I'm concentrating.
Colin is not yet with them. So it'll be another lap. Easy Life tags on now. Safety car's already past the pit. So we will take in lap 8 under the safety car. .39 lap race, remember. So plenty of time. I'm going to have another Jaffa cake. Because I really want that sponsorship at these. So I do the full moon, half moon thing now. We won't do that.
I've got some Jaffa cakes low.
There you go, see? Everyone likes Jaffa cakes. Come on, McVitie's, I'm doing your work for you here. Someone send them a clip. Though maybe a fat man isn't the ideal advert for them. Who knows? Anyway, the safety car should be coming in at the end of this lap. Now everybody's...
It's a cake, not a biscuit.
It is a cake, not a biscuit. You're right.
Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, shall I work on PR?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Get on to McVitie, see what they found. Tell them the camera had 10 stone, I don't know. Right, so Jaden leads them away anyway. Back to serious business. And Jaden's got a good jump away from Brad, who's pursued by UJ. Sloth's going in the pits. So maybe he did break his wing. Easy Life also into the pits. The worst time to do so. You're going to lose a lot of track position. 50 has passed Skippy's Ghost. And up to P2 of the Pro-Ams. Max is going to now try and make his way back through the field. Skippy's Ghost will drop back through the field. Unfortunate for him. So Max now pursues Mr. Pickle, who pursues Senna. Already some gaps starting to form behind Max and behind Joker. Joker a bit lonely at the moment compared to everybody else. Gap in front of him and a bigger one behind him.
Jaden is quick.
Jaden is very, very quick. He did a 108 in qualifying. Up the inside goes Max on Mr. Pickle. Mr. Pickle defends. And Max is going to go around the outside now and gets the move for P7. Max making moves. Looking on the inside of Senna already for another one. And Smug making the move on 50 Gent. And that is for P2 in the Pro-Am. Good move by Smug. Back to Max, who's going to go side by side with Senna through the tunnel. Up his inside. Senna's going to try and turn in on him, in contact there between the two of them. Don't know if Senna picked up damage there. They were both trying to go through the chicane at the same time, and that didn't end too well. It could have been far worse. We'll see if Senna has to pit, and indeed he does. So into the pits comes Senna. That frees Mr. Pickle, who's now got Joker for company. Smug has caught right up to Al Newt for the lead of the Pro-Am. Max will now try and get after Swanton, and hopefully, if he makes an overtake, do it a bit more cleanly than he seemed to on Senna there. That will probably end in the steward's room. Smug having a look at Al Newt, but decides against the lunge. Max has now caught the back of Swanton. And he's going to trail him through the tunnel. Let's see what he does this time. Dives to the inside. Goes up the inside and makes a very clean pass that time. So Max up to P5. Remember, he was second before pitting under the safety car. And now he's closing on Syme. Max is showing incredible pace. Syme into the pit lane. So that will free Max to get after UJ. Syme dropping down the field. Smug trying to get after Al Newt. King Kong right there behind them as well. Al Newt will defend this lead in the Pro-Am as best he can. The two of them behind him are the championship leaders in the Pro-Am at this early stage. Smug really close now. Al Newt had a little wobble and it caused Smug to have almost a wobble as well. King Kong and 50 Gen to join in this battle to make it a four-way go for the lead of the Pro-Am. And into the pits comes Jaden. Jaden into the pits from the lead. Brad takes the lead. 50 Gent made the move on King Kong. Max past UJ and into P2. 50 into the pits. Smug up the inside of Al Newt. Had to get out of it. Just didn't have enough there. Great battle in the Pro-Am, and Colin is joining it now as he passes King Kong. Colin passes King Kong. Jaden has come back out behind Sainsy in P12 and he's now going to hope he doesn't get held up too much behind this Pro-Am battle. As the undercut, along with all the safety car, could cost Jaden. He's got to be careful coming through, passing the Pro-Ams here. As he goes up the inside of Sainsy, and Sainsy got out of it. Joker closing on Mr. Pickle. Very difficult to line up a move though. Looks inside. Not enough there. Smug still stuck behind Al Newt, who's defending wonderfully. Big gap forming in front of him as his attention is fully on his mirrors. And out is Mr. Pickle. Mr. Pickle's out of the race and we've got another safety car. Easy Life has picked up a penalty. Where is Mr. Pickle's car? I'm not sure. They've got rid of it, I think. But it's another safety car and it's come at the worst possible time for Jaden, who is currently in 10th. And his teammate is the one who's caused it. He's out of the race. Easy Life pits and will be out before being lapped, so everyone will be on the same lap. Skippy's cheering on his AI as Brad is into the pits, as is Max. UJ, Swanton, and we've lost Colin. Joker into the pits. They're all going to be in and out ahead of Jaden here. Al Newt's got a speeding penalty in the pits. Smug stays out and takes the Pro-Am lead ahead of King Kong. And out comes the Ferrari of Joker and Jaden. Is he going to get him? Is King Kong? No. So Joker ahead of King Kong and Jaden. This is brilliant for Smug, who now has a Ferrari teammate buffer between...
No Bracky tester tonight has stuck in work. He won't make it back in time.
Thanks, Cam. No worries. So there's one reserve spot, folks, for the Blobby Monday race at 10, or roughly. Smug now has a rear gunner in Joker, and Colin's out of the race. Colin is out. And I think his car's still going, is it? Yes, because Skippy's rejoined again in the hope that he can get back in. Colin is out. And I think that may have been a rage quit, folks. Not sure, but it seemed that his car was still moving temporarily. But Colin is out, and we're down to 16. Let's give him a message. So we do have one reserve spot for later on in Blobby Mondays. Thanks to Cam for letting us know. Brake tester will not be in. Into the pits are Skippy and Al Newt now. And Al Newt pitted the lap before, did he not? So possibly a broken wing for Al Newt, causing that pit stop. Smug has got into a brilliant position here. If he can make the tyres last, and if the medium runners around him can't go to the end. Swanton now, hard tyres, could that be the way to the end? The medium runners have to pit again. Smug's got Joker to buffer himself from King Kong. And then a few more cars before the third placed Pro-Am runner, who is now Sainsy. You've got Jaden, Syme, Senna and Sloth all between King Kong and Sainsy. So it's a nice mixed up grid now. And that can only mean trouble in terms of Monaco. It's not worked well for Jaden, who sits in P8 at the moment. So we have another lap of safety car, even though everybody is back with them now. Al Newt's, I see the double pit was to get rid of the penalty. Ian Adkins, looking forward to seeing you in Hungary shortly. Just a 3-second pen for Easy Life track limits. Al Newt pitted to get rid of that 5-second penalty. I was confused why he had a second stop in as many laps, but that explains it. Skippy still in ghost, unfortunately. So a bad night for Haas after their swap around. A double DNF. Ferrari so far 5 and 6, including that Pro-Am lead for Smug. Looking good. Should be losing the safety car again this lap. Just Easy Life catching the end of the field now, and it is in this lap. So we'll start lap 18 of 39. Not even halfway yet, folks. Lap 18 of 39 will start with Brad pacing the field, and Max on his tail. Certainly the most overtakes today, Max so far. Not all of them entirely friendly. Let's see, here we go. Brad tries to get away, but Max has a decent run at him. UJ right with them, a bit of a gap to Swanton. And a penalty for King Kong, and Joker passes Smug. Jaden going side by side with King Kong, with Simon behind him. Sainsy got a penalty there as well. Up the inside goes Jaden, and that is up to P7. And Simon's gone past King Kong as well, and so has Senna. King Kong's lost 3 places there. A nightmare restart for King Kong. Meanwhile, Max trying to get to Brad at the front of the field. King Kong loses another place to Sloth. His teammate passes him now. So a really bad restart for King Kong. Smug lost a place but won't mind too much as it's his teammate and it's not another Pro-Am. So he is clear now in the Pro-Am. King Kong and Sainsy. There they are, coming around the last corner. Ahead of 50 Gent, Al Newt. And Jaden now passes Smug as he tries to make his way back through the field. We've lost Skippy again, but he couldn't get in his car anyway, unfortunately. Jaden now 3 seconds to catch Joker, the next target. Max still trying to find a way past Brad, with UJ right there as well, and Syme now trying to follow Jaden through the field, has passed Smug. Again, Smug will not be too dissatisfied with those pros passing him as long as he stays top of the Pro-Am. King Kong seems to have settled a bit, hasn't got any visible damage. He's ahead of Sainsy as DRS is now re-enabled. Al Newt closing on 50 Gent there, with Easy Life just in behind. Easy Life on the soft tyres. The only one on track who is. Big lock up from Brad. And another one. Followed by Max, UJ, Swanton, Joker. Then Jaden, he's closing that gap. Simon trying to keep up. Smug now has the attentions of Senna. And it's Sloth from King Kong and Sainsy. What will be interesting now is who, if anyone, can get to the end on the current set of tyres. As Sainsy goes for King Kong round the outside in the tunnel, becomes the inside of the chicane but gets out of it. That battle for P2 in the Pro-Ams. Sainsy giving it a good go. Both King Kong and Sainsy have penalties though, so 50 Gent will happily sit behind them, I think. Senna now making a pass round the outside of Smug. And that's P8 for Senna. Smug not too concerned, I'm sure. No, he will be enjoying battling the front runners. Sloth closes up as well now. Max has stayed within a second, but not closed within half a second for a little while in the lead. Jaden has now caught Joker, showing incredible pace. And we'll keep an eye on this because Jaden is looking to move through the field and back up towards the front three where he was before all the safety cars and pit stops. Is Joker going to make it difficult for him though? He's got every right to do so, of course. Jaden has a look on the inside but thinks against it there. Gets a good exit and now he's going to try and go up the hill. Has a look, thinks against it again. Smug still on the lap, still on the oldest tyres in the race, along with King Kong. King Kong 16 laps on mediums, that's pretty impressive. Smug on the hards, of course. Joker showing good pace, keeping up to UJ and Swanton. But and contact maybe somewhere. Was it Swanton who made contact with UJ? Or was it UJ with the wall? UJ's broken his front wing. 4 of them trying to go now. And UJ has to pit. It was UJ who hit the wall under pressure from Swanton, who now takes P3. Joker and Jaden right behind. And UJ will drop down the field now as he has a front wing change. Max has closed in to within half a second again of Brad. Big gap back to Swanton. Joker and Jaden right behind him. UJ's going to drop right the way back and maybe be ahead of Easy Life. It's going to be tight between them two on pit exit. And UJ stays ahead of Easy Life. But he's right the way down in P14 now, UJ. Max getting a second wind, trying to get after Brad now. Jaden still stuck behind the Ferrari of Joker. But he's closing in and putting the pressure on. Sainsy doing the same to King Kong further back. And Sloth also trying to catch Smug. We will stay with Jaden as he looks around the outside. And Joker defends. Very hard to make overtakes here at Monaco. Side by side and almost contact with the wall. Jaden really pushing his luck now. That one could have been fatal for the two of them. Joker maybe squeezed him, not knowing he was there. Sloth has passed Smug. Al Newt picks up a penalty. And 50 Gent is sitting pretty at the moment in terms of penalties, because the 3 Pro-Am rivals around him now all do have penalties. King Kong, Sainsy and 50 all have penalties. UJ is going to want to get past some of these as Jaden makes a move and passes Joker, who picks up a penalty at the same time. So it's that chicane again. And it's Joker picking up a penalty and being passed by Jaden. UJ needs to clear some of these Pro-Ams if he's going to get anywhere in this race. And it's more difficult than it looks, especially around Monaco. And especially when they're all fighting for their own podium. Four or 5 cars in line here, and UJ is going to try and pick his way through some of them. He's got outside Al Newt here, and that is the first overtake as the two go side by side in front, Sainsy and King Kong. And 50 Gents getting there as well. Great close racing. 5 cars in line. Sainsy past King Kong and into P2 of the Pro-Ams. UJ past 50 Gent as he continues to try and pick his way through. 50's just got to keep it sensible and keep with them as they have penalties. King Kong ghosting now for some reason, and he's had a little wobble and UJ's picked him off. UJ has made his way through almost back into the top 10. Meanwhile, Jaden tries to get after Swanton and get back into the podium positions. Max is still half a second behind Brad, but unable to find a way past at the moment. UJ trying to get past Sainsy now. Sainsy may not defend this one. knowing his battle is elsewhere. And he's got every right to defend as it is track position. UJ around the outside. And maybe a brush with the wall, but he got through and takes P10. Let's go and check in with the leaders as they're getting away from Swanton, who's got Jayden now right on his gearbox. Max still looking for a way past Brad, who so far has defended well. .50 Gent could be on for another driver of the day shout here. Smug's done 20 laps on them hard tyres. King Kong's done 20 laps on the mediums. Incredible stuff. Are these two going to have to pit again? Jayden all over the back of Swanton now. Syme similarly with Joker, who does have a penalty. There they are in the background. The Pro-Am battle dying down a little as Jayden passes Swanton just out of the tunnel. That's P3 now for Jayden, who's been the quickest driver throughout this race, but strategy has maybe let him down. Well, maybe not, because if he can go to the end and the front two can't, then he's going to pick up the victory. UJ still trying to pick his way through. Now he's getting to Smug, who is on very old tyres. King Kong and Smug surely to pit soon. 50 could well be on if he can last his tyres to the end for the Pro-Am win, with others around him having penalties. Smug continues on. UJ will look for a bit of DRS assistance to try and get by him. And Syme passes Joker. Joker's going to dive it up the inside. That's not going to work. And Syme manages to stay ahead. UJ continues to follow Smug. Looks at the outside line here. Could that be a pathway round the outside? Brilliant move by UJ. The outside before the hairpin. Great move. P9 for UJ as he continues to battle his way up through the field. Smug, his gap now back to Sainsey has, and Jayden's in the pits. So just as we were saying, if Jayden could last to the end, well, he isn't, because he's in the pits. And it's a front wing change. So one of those risky overtakes for Jayden must have caused him some damage. And he's going to drop right back down again. In fact, not as far down as we thought, because Sloth somewhere may have had an incident. Sloth has passed Jayden. Is UJ going to get Jayden? No, he is not. So Jayden comes back out in P8. In the pits is King Kong, not surprisingly, and he's going to have the softs to the end. Easy Life's made them last 14 laps, so that should be fine for him with 10 to go. All eyes on Smug, I think, for those who are on older tyres, just to see how long they can go. Could Smug get them to the end? 23 laps old already, as Jayden now looking for a move on Sloth. It's certainly been an all-action race for Jayden, as it has for Max, until he's run into the brick wall that is Brad at the front. So Jayden following Sloth closely now. Sloth's tyres have reached 20 laps now. And Jayden is going to cruise by around the outside with DRS. And that's P7 now for Jayden. Max continues to follow Brad closely. Will the two of them get to the end on the tyres? 50 Gent into the pits. Into the pits is 50 Gent. Now, where is he going to come back out? Is it going to be ahead of King Kong? Easy Life's in the pits. Is King Kong going to get by 50 Gent? Yes, he is. 50 comes out behind King Kong, but of course King Kong does have that penalty. Smug's gap to Sainsey is now down to just over a second. Max continues close behind leader Brad. Smug must be driving on absolutely bare tyres now. UJ's picked up a penalty. That's not going to help his cause. Jayden sets the fastest lap of the race. Unsurprisingly, on new tyres, he is flying. Sainsey has closed now to within a second of Smug. Is Smug going to sit there and defend and try and make it to the end on these tyres that must be screaming? 25 laps now. Senna and Sloth have also got over 20 now. And we've got a yellow and Easy Life is out. Easy Life is out of the race. There's no safety car at the moment. 50 Gent is in the pits again. Maybe he had an incident with Easy because he's fixing his front wing. Easy Life is out. Brad continues to hold off Max. Smug, of course, with no penalty. If he can just defend and his tyres don't go pop, then that'll do it. Syme is 20-lap-old mediums now. It's a thrilling end. We don't know who's going to pit and who's going to stay out. Brad and Max are both on the same tyres at the moment. They pitted on the same lap. 17-lap-old mediums. Swanton, 17-lap-old hards, is praying they both pit, and he doesn't have to. Syme at a disadvantage, really. He pitted a bit earlier from Joker. Then Senna, who's got Jayden right up his bum now, and Jayden's going to try and make a move in the tunnel. Is he going to dive to the inside? In fact, he mainly pushed him through the chicane. Jayden couldn't get it slowed in time. Did he get damage? Sainsey closing to within a second of Smug now, whose tyres are 26 laps old. If Smug, I'll call it right now, if Smug can get to the end on these tyres and win the Pro-Am race, then he is definitely my driver of the day. No doubt. Jayden going to go around the outside of Senna, and that's another place gained for him. P6 for Jayden. Sainsey now closing on Smug, who continues on. That's 27 laps in them tyres now for Smug. Sainsey has closed quite a big gap to him, but closing and passing are two different things as Al Newt pits. So King Kong will retake P3 of the Pro-Ams. Jayden's next victim is Joker, who he had some trouble with before, but this time he's going to go up his inside, is he? It's close. It's very close contact. Contact Joker in the wall, and then Joker picks up time penalty and a broken wing, and we've got a virtual safety car now. Joker's broken his front wing. Jayden is in the pits again, so Jayden got damage as well, as did Joker. Senna's going to say thank you very much and go up to P5. Jayden in the wars today. It's not gone exactly right for him. Sloth into the pits as well. UJ will jump Sloth. Is he going to jump the other two? Yes, he is. So UJ up to P6. Is Smug going to jump any of these? He continues on. Is he going to jump Sloth? Yes, he is. So Sloth drops down behind Smug and Sainsy, who are having their own private battle for the win. Brad has now got a gap to Max of over a second. Sainsy will look to get past Smug, or we'll hope that Smug's tyre pops, because he's going to be doing over 30 laps on a set of hards. We'll stay with this battle as it is the closest on track at the moment. We'll keep an eye on Jaden, who will close on UJ, but might be well advised to just sit behind him and take the place on penalty. Joker, I think, has 6 seconds of penalties. He does. That's not going to cost him anything at the moment because Smug is more than 6 behind. Sainsy has a penalty, so needs to get past Smug sooner rather than later if he can. Jaden now closes on UJ, and UJ moves out the way. Just lets Jaden go. UJ didn't fancy a battle there. Sainsy has now got the attention of Sloth behind, but Sloth went very wide there and almost ran it into the wall. King Kong's in the pits again. So yet another front wing, and that might cost him a P3 in the Pro-Am, depending on where Al Newt is. Let's see, because Al's coming round now. Of course, Al has a penalty as well, but so does King Kong. So Al Newt is going to take King Kong, and so is 50 Gent. Max has closed back up to Brad. Joker has now closed up to UJ as well. But of course, with 6 seconds of penalties, he needs to pass him and get 3 away, as Joker has 3. They're very close, and UJ again is going to move side, but this time, and Joker up the inside. There you go. UJ playing it safe, staying out the way. Sainsy and Smug not doing that, of course, as Sloth closes on Sainsy. Smug 30 laps now. Contact. Joker's gone. Joker is out. We got a full safety car, and there was contact between Sainsy and Sloth as well there. I don't know where Joker's car crashed out, but he is out. If Danny Dine's watching, you're in the wrong lobby, sir. We're not quite finished here yet. I did warn you it'll be a bit later today. I will be straight off of here and straight on to setting the lobby up. Into the pits, Syme, Senna, King Kong. A lap down, King Kong, I think. Senna and Syme in. Jaden jumps back up to P4. UJ into the pits. Now what happens? Is Smug going to stay out? Surely he's got to, hasn't he? With only a couple of racing laps left, surely Smug stays out. He does. Sainsy pits. Sainsy in. Safety car in this lap. Wow. Now that is a shock. Al Newt's a lap down. Syme has picked up a 5-second penalty. Al Newt's a lap down. That's going to cost him getting back round. So Smug stayed out. And everybody else is going to lose time with the pits situation. And now with that, Jayden could be on for a win if he can hurry up, but only a couple of laps to go, so probably not. Smug has timed this perfectly. If his tyres get to the end, it's a driver of the day drive and a win in the Pro-Am. Sloth has a look though. Smug might be served to let Sloth go. Max closes on Brad. Swanton is just further back. Senna's picked up a penalty. And that's going to cost him possibly against Syme, who did have a 5-second pen. Jayden now going for Swanton. Dives up the inside. Jayden makes the move on Swanton for P3. Sloth and UJ pass Smug. Did he have a problem though, Smug? Don't think so. Think he just got out the way. 32 laps of tyre wear for Smug. But he's still going. And he's probably going to win now. The Pro-Am race. The leaders start the final lap. What a race it's been. Brad, like a brick wall, ahead of Max still. Jayden 3 seconds up the road with a back marker in front of him. Swanton in 4th. His tyres must be going as the front 2 are. How much can Jayden reel them in? Not enough, I feel. Sainsy pitted out of the battle. Is going to take P2 and P10 overall as it stands. Max chases, running out of places to do it. Jayden has caught them almost, but it's not going to be enough. A tremendous display of defending from Brad Mason. Is it going to end in a victory? It looks that way. The front 3 are going to finish within a second of one another. But Brad Mason comes to the line to win in Monaco. Maxwell takes second from Jayden in 3rd. Swanton will be next across the line in P4. Syme, 5-second penalty won't hurt him, as Senna has a 3 himself and is too far back, but P6 for Senna. P7 for Sloth. Sainsy's taken about 9 seconds out of Smug on this lap, but he's not going to get there. What a drive from Smug. Sloth takes P7. UJ will take P8. And Smug comes across for the Pro-Am victory. And my vote for driver of the day, superb 34 lap stint on the hard tyres. Sainsy comes across in P10 and P2 in the Pro-Am. And Al Newt was P3 in the Pro-Am, a lap down. And breathe. Sainsy driver of the day, according to the game. It's Smug for me, I'm not going to hide that. What a performance. 34 laps on the hard tyres. Stayed out at the end when the safety car came out. Great strategy. Max could not quite get to Brad. Brick wall defending from the McLaren. Wins the day. Brad Mason your winner. Max in 2nd, Jayden in 3rd. Jayden takes the fastest lap of the race as well, with Swanton in P4. Also did a 1-stopper, so we'll give him that as well. Only a few of them managed the 1-stop. Syme in P5. Senna P6. Sloth P7. UJ drops to P8. Smug in P9 and Sainsy P10. Al Newt P11. Sainsy and Al Newt from the back of the field there as well. 1, 2 and 3. 2nd and 3rd in the Pro behind Smug. Then 50 Gent, King Kong. Skippy was a ghost for most of it. Then the DNS were Joker, Easy Life, Colin, Mr. Pickle, Ninjas and Spoonie. I am going to leave you there, but do join me again in about... In fact, I'm not going to leave you there. I'm going to stay on, get out of the lobby, and then start inviting people to the Blobby race, which will be delayed by 5 minutes. So we're looking at 10:05 for the start of Blobby Mondays. We're going to stay streaming, so do stick with us. We're going to get out of that.